Welcome to the second installment of the Madrigal Choir's Music from Our Own Backyard, Binghamton Composers and Arrangers. I'm Greg Keeler. I'll be sharing with you some well-known and obscure facts about the three local businesses whose songs are featured in this segment: IBM, the Endicott Johnson Shoe Factory, and Dr. Kilmer's Swamp Root. Let's begin with IBM. At first it was all about time. So what happens when you add Herman Hollerith's Tabulating Machine Company, a punched card company, to Edward Canby and Orange O. Ozia's Computing Scale Company, and George Fairchild's International Time Recording Company, and then top it off with Harlow Bundy's Bundy Manufacturing Company? Well, you've got Thomas J. Watson's International Business Machine Company, aka IBM, which gives you a thriving computer business begun in Endicott, New York, which holds more patents than any U.S. company and still employs over 400,000 workers worldwide. When Watson pulled everything together and took over the reins in 1914 as general manager of IBM, he added typewriters to the mix and changed the company's name to IBM by 1924. International Business Machines, or IBM, was a trailblazer in the workplace by hiring and training disabled workers, promoting the 40-hour work week, and giving benefits to its workers. It had its own country club and music groups, including the all-female choral group, the Chansonniers. Watson's simple motto was "Think," and although IBM's headquarters are no longer in Endicott, the little song you'll hear, sung here by the women of the Madrigal Choir, might just bring the Chansonniers back to life. Here's Think. How can you turn down a square deal? The Endicott Johnson Shoe Company began as the Lester Brothers Boot and Shoe Company around 1854. And after facing financial difficulties in the Depression of 1893, Henry Bradford Endicott of Massachusetts, a creditor and fellow shoemaker, took it over and renamed it the Endicott Shoe Company. In 1899, he made factory foreman George F. Johnson his partner, and thus became the era of E.J. and the square deal. With the square deal, workers could buy EJ built and financed homes, participate in profit sharing, and they had health care from their own medical facilities. But the square deal helped more than just employees. EJ and the Johnson family also provided or helped to finance 2 libraries, theaters, a golf course, swimming pools, carousels, and parks, many of which were free to the public. Over the years, over 20,000 people found work at EJ. After 1950, it began to lose popularity, and in 2004 was acquired by Rocky Shoes and Boots Incorporated, which operates in Nelsonville, Ohio. But just look around. You can see the square deal still survives when you drive under the Johnson City arches or ride a carousel.
They built the children such nice playgrounds and lots of good swimming pools. They're always there to do what's right and practice the golden rules. The Endicott Johnsons, the shoe from that the people admire. The Endicott Johnsons, who manufacture shoes at Leicestershire. Their workmen are content and happy, and they are getting very good pay, and lots of time for recreation, for they just work 8 hours a day. For Endicott Johnsons, the Endicott Johnsons, the shoe from that shoemakers admire. The Endicott Johnsons, yes, Endicott Johnsons, their goodness chiefs and name of Leicestershire.
Is Dr. Kilmer's swamp root kidney medicine a munificent cure-all, or was it the epitome of quackery created by a Southern tier charlatan? Born in 1840, Dr. Sylvester Andral Kilmer, who had various kinds of medical training, developed a line of popular patent remedies in Binghamton. Dr. Kilmer's brother Jonas joined him in 1878 and later became an equal partner. By 1895, the Kilmer line consisted of 18 different herbal medicines, including Indian cough cure, consumption oil, female remedy, and ocean weed heart remedy. Swamp root contained, according to a bottle from around 1930, 10% alcohol and had 16 ingredients including golden seal root, skullcap leaves, larch gum, peppermint, cinnamon, valerian root, and sassafras. When asked what swamp root was good for, Willis Kilmer once replied, "About $1 million a year." Unfortunately, swamp root's popularity declined after implementation of the 1906 Pure Food and Drug Act and became widely regarded as pure quackery, potentially dangerous and lacking evidence that it cured any disease at all. But in its heyday, many swore by the healing effects of swamp root and drank it. Took it daily.
The world is full of senseless songs of love and war and fiction, which brings forth not, as you well know, the sword and malediction. But I am now about to sing of a physician's glory, how he has won his well-earned fame. I'll tell you in the story. Oh, his swamp root, ocean weed, consumption oil and pills, the standard remedies will cure you of your ills. The numerous testimonials received from day to day will prove to go beyond the doubt the truth in what I say. Perchance your kidneys are deranged, your liver is affected. Don't say that life has lost its charm and be at once dejected, for swamp root will affect your mild and chronic cases and bring a healthful bloom upon the most despondent faces. Oh, his swamp root, ocean weed, consumption oil and pills, the standard remedies will cure you of your ills. The numerous testimonials received from day to day will prove to go beyond the doubt the truth in what I say.
Have you heard about Solly Ginsberg from Binghamton? How about his alter ego Violinsky? Sally Ginsberg was born in Kiev, Ukraine in 1885 and immigrated to Binghamton in 1892 along with his parents and two sisters, Celia and Rose. Sally's father, Louis, was Binghamton's first rabbi, leading the Sons of Israel congregation, which had formed in 1885. And he also ran a kosher butcher shop. Sally was studying classical violin at the New York Conservatory when tragedy struck the family on July 4, 1899. Sally's father, Rabbi Ginsberg, was murdered in his butcher shop. So Sally switched to vaudeville to help support his widowed mother and his two sisters, and became Violinsky, the genius of the violin and piano, known for playing the violin and piano at the same time as the highlight of his act. As the popularity of vaudeville began to fade and people wanted radio and film, Violinsky turned to gag writing and songwriting. From 1910 to 1851, he wrote nearly 50 songs. When Francis Dances With Me became 1922's hit of the year, that number and Honolulu Eyes sold over 3 million copies. Violinsky provided jokes for Milton Berle, the Marx Brothers, Bing Crosby, Bob Hope, and others, and Violinsky loved Binghamton. He came back to visit every summer and stayed with his sister Rose on Beethoven Street. Sally Ginsberg, a.k.a. Violinsky, is truly one of Binghamton's historical musical gems. Here's to Sally.
Be